Jaguars are heading to London for 2 consecutive games. You guys, what are your concerns about this team going abroad right now?
I have none. This is a group that's been over there, from a player's perspective, and the travel logistics team has done this for a couple of years together, so I think they've got this one nailed.
Yeah, I have no concerns about the trip. I have concerns about the game. I want them to get a lead.
Welcome into Jags A.M. presented by Fields Auto Group. It's Thursday. It's Travel Thursday. We're headed to London later on today, and I know they got everything down pat, but it's still going to be a change of scenery. Some of the players talked about it. We're going to get to that in big things. You guys, it's old hat for you. So are you excited to go for the week this time, or are you just kind of excited to see what the team can do?
I am. I enjoyed it. We went over there in 2014 and spent the week, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being around our team, right? And spending time in London, a little bit here and there. I enjoy the change of scenery too. It's a nice perk.
Yeah, I always prefer home, but
there we go.
But within the context of this, it is nice to get over there. For us, you get a couple of days where you actually see it, and I think for the team, which is what people care about, I think it does help that second week. I think getting into a routine over there. Yeah. Will feel more like a home game than maybe the home game, which is the first game, which is the second game, which is... I'm
totally lost. One other thing. Over the 10 years now, because the 10th game will be played while we're over there, they've built that Union Jacks club up, and you see familiar faces. You see them at the pub with a party. You see them out and about. You see them at the stadium. Kind of like when you come in here. It's nice. It feels like home away from home for the franchise now.
Some familiar faces in the UK. Let's get to our big things this week as we head over to England. Our first thing is big picture. Things not looking great right now, especially the last 2 weeks. This team has not performed, but they're only 3 games into the season. There's still 14 more games, and Doug Peterson is focusing on figuring things out quickly before things get worse.
It's not how we start, it's going to be how we finish, the season. And, we're making mistakes. It's not like teams have really done much to us as far as beating us. Well, we're beating ourselves, and that's usually the case. And once we figure out, and a lot like last year, we were kind of beating ourselves. And once we figure out how to kind of get out of our own way, take care of the football, tackle better, all those types of things, then things begin to go in your favor.
Yes, you need to focus on big picture, but Brian, they also need to get better right now, because if you dig yourself in too big of a hole, you're not going to be able to get out of it.
Well, John said it. He wants to see them get a lead, right? Talking to these guys, none of them on camera want to admit that there's a confidence issue at this point, that they're, what's going to go wrong next? But you do get that sense talking to them that there is some of that going on. And so for them to get a lead and to feel like the team that they believe they are supposed to be coming into the season would be really important. And I don't want to be Doug right now and having to try to come up with another thing to say or another psychological tack to get these guys to believe in themselves again.
It's such a strange dynamic. This was a team last year that thrived on the comeback.
Yeah.
And right now it feels like they're a team that, you hate to say it, because they almost came back against Houston, then you had the weird play. So I don't know if they've lost their confidence, but they do feel like a team right now that I'm interested to see on Sunday how they respond to that first moment of adversity, because they have not necessarily responded great in the last 2 weeks to situations. You'd love to see them get back to that. How fast has it changed? Against the Colts, didn't you feel the whole game they were going to pull it out?
Yes, in 2 weeks' time.
And in 8 days, from the 5 minutes for the Chiefs game to 5 minutes after the Texans, all of a sudden that sort of goes away. Guess what, Brian? It's a week-to-week league.
Yeah.
The cliche is true.
It's remarkable. It really is, especially when you put it in the perspective of a team that last year loved these situations. It's hard to put your finger on exactly what caused it, right? But right away, what will fix it, and that is some success.
And I don't think it's press clippings.
No, I don't think so either.
I think and I'm not saying they're not reading them, and that's a good way to get into the subject for Doug, but I think it's expectations.
Yeah, totally.
Last year they played with house money, except for the last game of the season, where people expected them to beat the Titans, and what happened? They almost lost the title. Like, it was tight.
Joshua Dobbs Titans, not Tannehill at
Yeah.
his peak Titans.
Yeah, so at some point, this team needs to get a good W as the team that people expect them to, and then they say, okay, we can play this way.
Yeah.
Fascinating game to me Sunday on those fronts.
It's certainly going to be interesting. Big thing number 2, London isn't calling. We've heard a lot about the change of scenery, what that can do for a team, but Doug Peterson addressed the fact that, yeah, change of scenery is fine, but it depends on the focus of the team.
I've got to trust the players, and they've got to do the right things. They've got to be in the right frame of mind, and I have to put it back on them, to make the right decisions and right choices. And by keeping the schedule and the routine the same, they can get in the same sort of the same habits they have here.
We love Doug Peterson powering through the fire alarm going off in the building yesterday. But what he says is true. Yeah, change of scenery is nice and lovely, but this is about them playing football and doing it in the game as well, because at practice at this point, we don't even know if you can take much from it. It's more about what they're actually going to be able to execute. John, do you feel like that's true at this point? Can you hear much or see much at practice at this point?
I'm not sure you can see much in practice. I'm not sure you can see much during the press conferences. It's become a very hard game to analyze, the Sunday's game, because we've talked through the issues so much. We know that their issue has been not scoring in the red zone. We know it's been they can move the ball, and then right when those moments hit. So I don't know how you know anything about this team until you get to 3rd and 6 on Sunday at the 25-yard line and see if they can punch it in until they get behind. This team was great in those situations for the last 8 games last year. It's not clicking. You get the idea that if it could click once,
Right.
it would keep click, and all of a sudden it'd be oh yeah, but
Firing on all cylinders, you
that
say.
hasn't happened yet. And again, I keep saying it's a fascinating game. One of the more interesting games since I've been covering the Jags, because you feel like they're good. You feel like they have a chance to be good. Yeah, there's going to be some moments on Sunday where you feel like if they don't get this, if this goes the other way, you wonder what it's going to do to their confidence. It's a turning point game. It's not must win, but boy, as I said, winning wouldn't stink.
I spent some time yesterday in the locker room talking to Andre Sisco, and he said they're talking to each other, right? Not in a negative way. They are talking in a realistic way about how to approach this. They're being honest with each other. He used the word transparent. They're all talking about where they are and what they're thinking, so that together they can get through this. I get the sense that this week, when things go bad, at least on the defensive side of the ball, because that's where I spent a lot of my attention yesterday in the locker room, they're ready for it. They are ready to put their hand in the ground or to leap as high as they can and knock a pass away. They're not going to let a bad play or adversity get them off track.
And one piece of hope, I'm going to give you some hope now.
I was going to say, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. That sounds great.
Well,
You're going to give it means more coming from you.
That's true.
You don't give much.
Obviously. But
You're not a hopeful guy.
When Doug kind of put a foot in their butt on Sunday, they came out and they played really well with a lot of energy in the first part of that third quarter and looked like the team you expected them to be. And then you had a weird play go against them. So maybe that's what it took, and maybe what we saw early in that third quarter, because my guess is the foot's been in the butt all week.
Yeah.
So I got to believe they come out with their hair on fire on Sunday. And maybe that's what we'll see. They had dug such a hole on Sunday that one little bad thing went against them. And it was like, oh, okay, here we go again. So maybe that's the ray of hope. Your hope was good.
Coming from you, it's a little brighter because,
things are never bright.
Exactly. That's why I say hope comes from him. It means a little bit more. I will say this. I've been talking about Doug at press conference. I've been watching body language. I thought yesterday he was himself for the first time since before the Colts game. I thought that's Doug Peterson. His energy level was where it needed to be. He was, witty and popped up, at the end of that sod about bed check and all of that kind of stuff. Because don't forget, there's been some incidents in London through the years with some of the fellas getting out and about. Doug's not going to have any of that.
Of course not. We're going to go to our third big thing quickly. Third things first. This team has struggled mightily on third down so far this season. They're ranked, I think, 29th in the league. Trevor Lawrence talked about that issue yesterday.
just keep playing free, play like it's a normal down, like nothing's different. It's third down, but it shouldn't change anything. And I think that's kind of the emphasis too. And for all of us, is just go play.
You can play like it's any other down, but I would like to see them convert a little bit more. And you have to get those percentages up, Brian, if you want to be among the best of the best.
You guys stay on the field. It made me last week when they failed on first down, right? When there was an incompletion on first down, I'm like, oh boy, now you got 2nd and 10. Better get something done here. The failures on third down have bled back to first down. And if you don't get 6 yards on first down, you're thinking, man, are we going to be able to convert and stay on the field, right? Third down, it's got to be near 45 to 50%. If you want to go offensively where you think you can.
That dynamic you talked about, it sort of feels like that's where they are. Every little fail, okay, we get 2 yards on first down, oh, now we're in trouble.
Right, now it's 2nd and 8.
It feels like that's what the team's going through. And I even asked Trevor, how do you, and he said it was a good question, by the way. Did you hear that?
I did hear that. Yeah.
Compliments.
I said,
hopeful.
I said, thank you, Trevor. You hope that they can find that balance. Because that's what I was asking was, you're talking about urgency all week. And then you want to go out and play relaxed. And I thought he gave a great answer of you feel the urgency and you feel the focus all week so that you can not have to think on Sunday. They still have to think on Sunday at some point, though. So, again, a fascinating balance of how you find that calmness, that zen, whatever it is. And I kind of tailed off the question when I asked him, but I guess that's what they always go through. That's what professional athletics is knowing that your job's on the line and still being able to relax and have fun. It just feels like particularly focused on that concept this week. And again, I can't wait to watch it on Sunday.
Doug gets through this and gets this team firing. He's got a career as a motivational speaker.
Oh my goodness. He's already got book deals. He's already got one book. He can do 10 more. All right, stay with us. We're going to hear from our Falcons insiders as we look ahead to this weekend's game against Atlanta.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and we have some great news. Fields has the vehicle you want, in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery.
Fields Auto Group is Jacksonville's luxury automotive destination for Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Inventory is back and available for immediate delivery.
And every Fields customer can take advantage of our Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes. You deserve the best.
Stop by today or go to fieldsauto.com.
Sudeth is on the 20, the 10. Yes, another successful move to a new home. I tell you, folks, I've never seen a team more prepared than the Sudeth crew. With a dominating lead in training, trust, and efficiency, it's no wonder why Sudeth is the official moving company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. For the past 100 years, Sudeth has provided local, long-distance, and international moving services in Jax. While the Jags are moving the chains on game day, Sudeth is helping you on moving day. Visit Sudeth.com/Jags for a guaranteed quote.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Jags A.M. is presented by Fields Auto Group Jacksonville. Step up to luxury, fieldsauto.com. Welcome back into Jags A.M. On this Thursday. We get ready to go to the UK. So we're going to check in with our Falcons insider. Tori McElhaney is joining us today because we're going to talk a little bit about the Falcons and the opponent that we're going up against, because this is going to be a good one. Tori, did you pack already, or are you a last-second packer?
I just finished packing, and we leave this afternoon. So
I'm proud of you.
Give or take.
I was going to say, I already realized I forgot my toothbrush, so I'm going to have to make a run really quickly. But we make this trip pretty frequently. What's the preparation been like for the Falcons this week, getting ready to go?
Well, we don't go to London as much as you guys do, but we have been in the last 2 years. We went in 2021, and so I think it's just kind of following a lot of the similar processes that they set up at that point now with a new team, with a bunch of new guys who weren't on this team in 2021, who are kind of making this trip for either the first or second time. So there's a little bit of everything going on.
You guys were off to a really hot start, kind of ran into the Lions dead on last week. Where's the team at? Where's the mentality at?
Yeah, so I actually think it's pretty similar to probably where y'all are. They're coming off of a loss that they wanted to be better. They wanted to play better against Detroit, and they didn't, and they were shut out offensively. And so there's almost a sense of redemption, I think, on the line in London for this Atlanta Falcons team, where they want to go out and show that the first 2 games and what they were able to do there wasn't a fluke, and that the Detroit game was.
Tori, so much of the attention when it comes to the Falcons is on Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, right? Not enough people know outside of Atlanta and maybe the NFC South that much about Desmond Ridder. So give us a sense of where he is in year number 2 and where his confidence level is as a starting quarterback of this team.
Yeah, so I think with Desmond Ridder, he is as comfortable and confident in the scheme as we've seen him. And I think even after the loss, I think it was still on some plays you see that he is really understanding what Arthur Smith is asking of him. And I think that's what's going to take time, is all of these pieces working together. You talk about Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, Desmond Ridder. These are all guys playing together for the very first time. And so there are some kinks to work out, as we saw against Detroit. But this is an offense that has a lot of potential. It's just about finding ways to get into a rhythm early.
Tori, appreciate you doing this. What the concept of Arthur Smith as a coordinator and as a play caller always fascinates me, because he's willing to run his way back into games if he's down. There's that heavy commitment to the run that he had in Tennessee, and I sense that with the Falcons. Do teams have a tough time defending them because of that? Because his philosophy is so much different in some situations.
Yeah, I think so. I think what Detroit did well, though, is that they completely took away the run very early, and the Falcons were in a lot of long second and third downs. And so they're kind of working behind the chains. And when you do that, you're in obvious passing down situations. And I think that's where the Falcons kind of got off kilter. But when the run game is going, as we've seen even last year and bleeding into this year, the Falcons can do some really dangerous things with Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, and potentially Cordarrelle Patterson, who may or may not have his 2023 debut in London. We're still kind of waiting on that.
Tori, one more question before we get you out of here. The defense, you guys have so many new starters this year. A familiar face to us, Calais Campbell, of course, joining you guys. And you guys have really committed to that and played probably a lot better than maybe expectations. Have you been impressed with what you've seen on the defensive side of the ball so far?
I really have been. You can really feel the money that was pumped into this defense with guys like Jesse Bates and Calais Campbell, Bud Dupree, David Onyemata, Caden Ellis. I mean, I could go on and on. Jeff Okudah, who is working his way back into this starting lineup. So for this defense, they are kind of firing on all cylinders right now, even though they have some moments where, there's some explosives given up. But for the most part, this is a defense that really turns it on, I think, when it matters most. And that's something that over the first 3 games of the season, that has been very evident to me, that they get better as the game goes on.
Very good. Should be a good one. Tori, we'll see you at Wembley on Sunday. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys.
All right, stay with us. We'll preview our matchup coming up this week against the Falcons. We'll do He Will, He Won't, He Might. See you after the break.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and we have some great news. Fields has the vehicle you want, in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery.
Fields Auto Group is Jacksonville's luxury automotive destination for Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Inventory is back and available for immediate delivery.
And every Fields customer can take advantage of our Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes. You deserve the best.
Stop by today or go to fieldsauto.com.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the MyGate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
Sudeth is Florida's trusted and reliable moving company. Sudeth is proud to be the official moving partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. To get a guaranteed quote, visit sudeth.com/Jax.
I don't know all the characters necessarily and all that, but I've watched all of them.
Character in Andy's room.
It'll be cool. It'll be interesting. It'll be cool for the kids. I think, if I was a kid and they did that for a football game, it'd be definitely entertaining, something I'd want to watch. But I don't know. Do you guys know what character I'm supposed to be? Have they said that yet? It's just me? Oh, okay. Just in Andy's room.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence talking about that Toy Story broadcast that they're going to do between the Falcons and the Jaguars. We talked a little bit about it. I'm not just entirely sure how it works. I'd imagine it's...
I have no idea how it works.
I'm very intrigued to see what it looks like. I'm a fan of it. Anybody you can get more involved, kids involved, whatever you have to do. I like the Nickelodeon games. I think that's kind of silly. My nephews really like that. So more power to them. Have fun with it.
Yeah, you got to capture the young audience, and it's not like you're going to keep watching the NFL on that medium as you get older. But if it gets kids fired up about it and they get interested,
hey,
more power to him. Maybe Taylor Swift will do the same thing. Right?
Oh gosh, we can't do that. We don't have time.
Oh no, yeah, I'm Swiftie all the way. I think I can name one song. The interesting part is that with phones and with the internet and everything, the kids can be distracted away from the NFL, especially if their team isn't any good, right? If the team that their parents follow isn't a good team. So this is an interesting, it's an innovative way to capture that young audience and get them hooked on football.
I love it. Let's do it. All right, he will, he won't, he might this week for us, presented by Sudeth. Brian, who you got this week?
I'll go with Chad Muma. He will obviously start in place of Devin Lloyd, and he'll be just fine. I talked to him a bit in the locker room yesterday. He's smart, he's tough, he understands, kind of like Paul Posluszny, how to overcome whatever weakness he may have. He knows how to take his strength, which is his intellect, and apply it to be in the right place at the right time. So I think he will be just fine. Now look, he is not Devin Lloyd. He won't be your first option to cover Kyle Pitts, whereas Lloyd has the height and the length and the athleticism to be able to do that. He won't be that guy. He may be asked to at times, but he's not going to be your number one guy in coverage. That's going to be the guy like Andre Sisco. But he might be your leading tackler on Sunday, and I know that's normally Foye Oluwakon's spot, and Foye's going up against his former team, and so he's probably going to be very motivated. But I just think Muma's going to be that guy. He's rangy, and somebody's got to spy on Bijan Robinson. Somebody's got to find him. And I just think, they're going to ask him to do what he does and not to be Devin Lloyd. He runs and he tackles, and I think he might have a really big day in terms of number of tackles.
Yeah, I think Muma's really good. I don't worry about him at all not being able to do it. The one element he doesn't bring that Lloyd brings is just Lloyd's sort of magnetic feel for the ball.
Yeah.
So I don't know that Muma's going to give you like the pick, but he's not going to hurt you.
No.
And he's faster than you think.
Yeah.
I went with Travis Etienne, and I think it's the second time I've gone with him in this.
He's been the MVP so far.
Yeah, and he will be good. He's been good every week, which leads my quick transition there. This is probably more of a me thing. I keep forgetting to sort of think about him going into the game, and because I think I spend so much time worrying, and I think a lot of people have about the passing game, et cetera, et cetera. But he might be the best player on the team right now, the most productive player, and moreover, he might be the key to getting this thing going. Everybody in the pregame, when you look at the analysis, is going to be talking about Bijan Robinson, about the Falcons running game. You kind of get the feeling they got it going a little bit early last week, the Jags. If they hadn't gotten behind, I think that was a huge game for Travis. This might be where people watching this game come in wanting to watch Bijan Robinson, and he's a wonderful player. But they might finish the game thinking about Travis Etienne.
All right, I'm going with Evan Ingram this week because we're dealing with the drops, we're dealing with the dropsies. He will not disappoint. because he is going to be the leading pass catcher, I think, in this game against Atlanta. And I'll do the won't disappoint because I combined them together because I forgot what we were doing. But if you need someone that's going to catch the ball, he's sure-handed. Evan Ingram had drop problems early on in his career. He has worked past that. He's now won with the jug machine, so I think he's going to be someone that you can focus on when you're trying to get this offense going, and he might very well be what you need to get this offense going, because then it opens things up for everybody else, and that's what it's all about. Throw to the open guy, and is it just as simple as that, guys? Just as simple as that. Let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope.
All right, we'll be right back. We'll preview the rest of the week. Stay with us.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and we have some great news. Fields has the vehicle you want, in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery.
Fields Auto Group is Jacksonville's luxury automotive destination for Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Inventory is back and available for immediate delivery.
And every Fields customer can take advantage of our Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes. You deserve the best.
Stop by today or go to fieldsauto.com.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Hi Jags fans, Andre Cisco here, safety of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, I've partnered up with Lou Ray Peanut Company to serve a greater mission for the Jacksonville community with the Peanut Pickoff. Here's the deal. Every time the Jags make a pick, Lou Ray is going to donate to youth football initiatives in and around the Jacksonville area. On top of that, the Jaguars Foundation will match every dollar. With each interception, our team inches closer to that W, and our kids get to train for a brighter future. Remember, it was always the Jags. Duval.
Jags fans, if you want customized Jaguars furniture for your home, check out zipchair.com to browse all customizable options. ZipChair is furniture for fans.
I think that's the biggest thing, is when you're thinking more than you're just reacting. It's hard to play, especially at this level. It's hard to play that way. So I think that's for all of us, myself included, is just to continue to challenge yourself to do that and to prepare that way, so when Sunday comes, you can let it go and not think. So I think that's kind of the challenge for us this week, and I'm excited to see how we all respond.
Trevor Lawrence, don't think, just play. What do you guys think we'll get out of London?
I don't know.
1-1?
Yeah, I had a great feel for the first game of the season. I don't have a feel for the
no
Falcons
crystal
game.
ball?
Look, last week I said I thought it would be a comfortable win over the Texans. I didn't think that the Texans' offensive line or defensive line would be able to handle the Jaguars' fronts, and they did. So I can't legitimately sit here and say I know exactly what we're going to get. I do think they'll be able to handle the adversity, and I think that we will come out of London saying, okay, here they're back.
I hope so. I'll do a reverse jinx, and maybe that will work, or I'll wear my opposite outfit. We'll see what works. I'm all about superstitions. Whatever I have to do to pull my weight here, you guys. We're going to London. We'll see you guys.
We have a list, by the way. Hold on, we'll give it to you after the show.
We're going to London, you guys. We'll see you later on. All the shows will be there next week, and of course, we'll have a recap for you after the game on Sunday. Enjoy it.